Allah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that really teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is the Brother Batak with another in transit lesson. And just these words, specific words, came to my mind, and it just, the spirit moved me to just hit the button again. Esau got to pay for his crimes. If you do a crime, you commit a crime in America, you got to face judgment, right? There's laws against certain crimes, and for those crimes, you have to face judgment. Whether that be in jail or prison, there are different punishments for different crimes. And Esau, Edom, you have committed a lot of crimes against the Lord's people, the Israelites, the sons of God. You have robbed them of land or stolen their land because you seen it. You wanted the land, and the people that was on the land, you made them seem like they was not human, that they was base, and they didn't deserve this beautiful land. So you made up these false narratives and this pseudoscience to make the natives seem like they wasn't the real owners of the land, or they was stuck in a stone age. They wasn't technologically advanced. So you had to take over the land, to colonize the land, to bring them out of their customs, or bring them out of the way they live, so to speak, man. Whatever lies you come up to tell yourself, but you saw the land, you wanted the land, and you stole the land. You murdered the people that was here, and you had this the Catholic Church, not the Catholic Church, what the fuck is it called? I believe it is the Catholic Church. Basically, the Pope passed certain papal bulls. I went into this a little while ago. A papal bull that basically allowed the colonizers to claim the land that they found as theirs, even if it had natives on it. So even if the land had people that lived on it, if they found it, they claimed. Let me just find it, Lord willing. It's like bull. A papal bull is an official public decree, charter, or letter issued by the Pope. Actually, it's 17. All right. The Doctrine of Discovery, that's what it's called. It says the papal bull in the 1493 papal bull, primarily known as Inter Cetera. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't really, just forgive me. It says was a decree issued by Pope Alexander. Is it the 6th? Yeah, the 6th. That granted Spain exclusive rights to the newly discovered lands in America. It established an imaginary pole-to-pole meridian dividing the globe's newly discovered territories between Spain and Portugal. So they so-called discovered it. They didn't discover it. They didn't. The land was already inhabited by people, the Israelites, the tribes. So how are you going to say you discovered a land that was already inhabited? And this is the beginning of the colonization. It's one of the reasons why they was able to take over the land. Cristobal Colon. You see, I went into this information a little while ago. All right, it says the Papal Bull Inter Seria, issued by Pope Alexander on May 4th, 1493, played a central role in the Spanish conquest of the New World. The document supported Spain's strategy to ensure its exclusive rights to the land discovered by Columbus the previous year. It established a demarcation line 100 leagues west of the Azores and Cape Verde Islands and assigned Spain the exclusive right to acquire territorial possessions and to trade in all lands west of that line. All others were forbidden to approach the land west of the line without special license from the rulers of Spain. This effectively gave Spain a monopoly on the lands in the New World. The bull stated that any land not inhabited by Christians was available to be discovered. See, that land was inhabited, but they say, oh, if you're not Christian, then you can't claim the land. What? The bull stated that any land not inhabited by Christians was available to be discovered, claimed and exploited by Christian rulers, and declared that the Catholic faith and the Christian religion to be exalted and be everywhere, increased and spread, that the health of souls would be cared for, and that barbarous nations be overthrown and brought to the faith itself. See, this is the doctrine of discovery. This is the same doctrine that was used to murder our people, man. Just because they wasn't so-called Christians, they wanted to call them barbarians. Who is barbarians? You talking about the natives, man. Like they're just barbarians. They was living peacefully over here until you came over here fucking with them. Just because you wanted to claim some land that was already discovered. And you wanted to, this is the beginning of Esau's new world. So you have, and I ain't even anticipate going into that. That's just nothing but the spirit, the doctrine of discovery. If you wanted more information on it, look up into it. You can look into that Papal Bull. If you want more information on it, I'll have to do a lesson, if that, on that information. But I have to prepare that type of lesson. But I just wanted to do a quick, just show you how we got to this point today. They claiming lands that was already discovered, but by them, because the original discoverers, which are the natives, tribes, are not Christians, so they can take the land and they can exploit the land. The scriptures speak about unrighteous decrees, and that's unrighteous decree 5 of fucking everyone. Barbarous nations. Barbarous? When you have many accounts of men that dwelt among, I forgot that devil's name, but he did a lot of research on the native tribes and gave you insight on how in order and how they conducted themselves and how they did things. And even in Christopher Columbus's memoirs, or what do you call those books? His diary, if you will. I don't know what it's called. I forget. It's slipping my mind. Not important. But in his diary or whatever his writings were, I'm probably butchering the hell out of this, but in his letters, he wrote about the way the natives were, he wrote exclusively about how they conducted themselves and how he could overtake them, and enslave them. So those people showed you nothing but love, but they're barbarians. The nations are barbarians. They started to defend themselves against their enemies. Anybody with logical sense would do fucking that. If somebody's literally taking over your land, murdering you, wouldn't you fight back against them, or would you let them do that shit to you? Hasn't America always defended herself against her enemies? Even the enemies that y'all created, why can't the natives defend themselves against an intruder? So, let me get this word, crime. Crime is sinfulness and infraction on laws of the Most High. And Esau, you have committed a lot of infraction on the laws of the Most High. You know? You have committed many infractions, and that's why judgment is coming down upon you. You know? Let me see. Make sure my mic is still recording. So, Esau, you have a lot of crimes to pay for. You know, you killed, you stolen, and all of these things are thou shalt not. Let's get the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not. Let me see. Exodus chapter 20. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. See, Esau, you are guilty of these sin, of breaking these laws. You killed. Well, that word there in their Hebrew is really murder. You know, the Hebrew word it means murder. So thou shalt not. It really supposed to be thou shalt not murder, not kill, because kill is a different word, and there's a difference between killing and murdering. So verse 17 says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his maidservant, nor his manservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's." And Esau, you coveted it, the land of America, and you took it by violence. And you pushed unrighteous decrees so you can get the land. Micah 2:1, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. What you did, passing those papal bulls, was nothing but evil. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They covet fields and take them by violence. America was desired by the discoverers, so-called, the colonizers. They discovered it, so-called discovered it, and they wanted it. They wanted the land, and they did everything they could to get it. Then they covet fields and take them by violence, and the houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, and even a man and his heritage. See, so they oppressed the tribes, the Native American tribes, our brothers. And this is just one of your many crimes. But with this crime, it covers a lot, because when you coveted the land, you did whatever you could. You pushed unrighteous decrees, which the Lord is against. You murdered that which is the Lord is against. You stole everything, which the Lord is against. So this one example covers a whole lot of things, man. Isaiah, what scripture I was going to get? Isaiah 10:10, 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. See, so that papal bull was an unrighteous decree. So if you want more information, look it up. The Doctrine of Discovery, 1493, Pope Alexander VI. These devils really pushed this into law. And we already got what a papal bull is. So if the Pope says something today, people honor it, right? That was the same thing. That's like a ruler's word, if you will. People praise the Pope, and they treat the Pope like the Pope is God on earth. And so if he passed a law that says this, of course people is going to honor it. And that's why America was ultimately colonized. There's many reasons why, but that's just one key example of why America was colonized. And just to show you a law, just to show you a law that facilitated it, you know. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you have to pay for your crimes, man. It ain't no way around it. Judgment is coming for you. Judgment is coming for America. You're going to pay for all the blood you shed. You're going to pay for all the things you did to our people, the Israelites, the sons of God. You're going to pay for everything, man. You got to pay for your crimes. You have to pay for your crimes. You prosecute people for their crimes, but nobody's going to prosecute you for yours, right? Nah, that's not how it works. You know, the scripture says the Lord will not acquit the wicked, you know. I'm gonna get this precept and I'm going to close out. It's the book of Nahum 1 and 3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power and would not acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm and in clouds of the dust of his feet. So the Lord is not going to acquit you. Acquitted, if you acquitted, that means your charges were dropped or you were set free. Acquit. Reward for to satisfy debt. No, let's see. Free. See? Free. Free, clear, free. So you're not going to be set free, man. You're not going to be acquitted because you're going to face the punishment for your crimes. All right. It's like here. Discharge one's duty, behavior, conduct, blah, blah, blah. To release or discharge. So you're not from an obligation or from accusation, guilt, censure, or suspicion. So Esau, you're not going to be acquitted. You're going to stand trial and you're going to face judgment for your crimes. And that is what? The destruction of America ultimately. And hauling your ass right off into slavery. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Tabonos, to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom.